Hey everybody, it's Mr. Chris back with some more Man Up, and today we're going to be talking about real men cry. Now, I know everybody in the United States, at least everybody around our society in the world, everyone knows that we say real men don't cry, or if you cry, then you're not actually a man. But that is the farthest thing from the truth that anyone could ever tell you. Men are people, people have feelings and emotions, and people cry. So some examples of things that could make you cry that shouldn't, or some things that should make you cry and you don't because society's telling you not to. So for example, when I was younger, my parents divorced at a very young age, and I never really accepted that when I was little. I never took that into my emotions, my feelings, and let that come out with tears or crying. And same thing as when my grandmother died. I was 12 years old when she died, and that was shortly after, a few years after, my parents had actually finalized their divorce and things like that. And right around that time when she died is when everything started going back to normal from the divorce, and we had finally gotten to a routine. And then she passed away, and the routine was shattered once again. And so with that happening too, and me already not accepting that my emotions were what they were at such a young age because I was a guy and society would tell me not to cry or I wasn't a real man. With all that being said, that is when I lost it. When my grandmother passed away, that's when I completely lost track of my emotions. I was in a very depressing state, and I was only 12 years old, so I didn't really understand what depression really was, but I think that I was pushed into that stage of deep depression because I had never let my emotions come out. I had never actually sat down and cried. I actually sat down and accepted the fact that my parents weren't together and that my grandmother had passed away, and so I lost it, and I cried for weeks and days in my room alone. And of course my mom was still there for me, my mother was still there for me, my brothers, and friends and family, like people like that, but I hadn't accepted the fact that my father was gone out of my life, and I hadn't accepted the fact that my grandmother just passed away. So that's a lot for a younger person to take in, and society telling me not to cry, people in my own family telling me not to cry because I'm a guy and men don't cry, that's unacceptable. Men do cry. Real men cry. So that's what I wanted to get on here and talk to you guys about. This is our second to last. The next video is going to be our last video, for me anyways, for Man Up, and that's also very emotional for me. I've loved having you guys this summer, as well as with Leadership and Math Summer Brain Gain, things like that. I loved having you guys in Man Up, and I hope I've taught you guys some valuable lessons, some valuable values that a man needs to have, valuable things that you need to learn as you're growing up into manhood. But to end this video, I'm just going to say, real men do cry. So just remember that throughout your life. Don't bottle up your emotions and sit in your room alone. Don't let yourself get to that breaking point to where you're in that depressing state. Let your emotions out. Don't hold them up in a bag. Let them out when they're there. Cry when you have to. Men are people. People cry. We have emotions too. That's all I wanted to say to you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.